today we're going to have an introduction to databases, which means we're going to talk about what exactly a database is, and we're going to talk about which tool we're going to use to actually create a database. Now, I know some of you new people who's never done databases before. Databases might seem a little bit scary in the beginning, but I want you guys to realize we're not going to do anything really complicated with databases. We're just going to learn the basics for you guys to actually create a database and use it inside a website. So having said that, let's actually talk about what exactly a database is. Now, let's say we have a website, and inside this website, we need to save information, meaning that we might have a sign-up system where people can go and create a user account. Now, in order to create a user account, they need to go in and type in their first name, last name, username, password, that sort of thing. And after they've done that and they hit sign up, we need to save the information of that person who just signed up. Now, in order to do that, we need to have a database, because inside a database, we save all the information regarding what the user just did. So when they do actually log in, we can go into the database, fetch the information, and use it inside our website to actually, check if the login has actually been correct. Now, the way we're going to create a database is through something called PHP And if you guys do actually have XAMPP installed, which you guys should actually have because we've been using it for the past many episodes, you will have PHP installed on your computer already. So with XAMPP actually running, the Apache MySQL servers, you're going to go into your browser, go to your URL, and type localhost /phpMyAdmin. And then you're going to come into this website here. Now, this is where we create databases. And as you guys can see, I do actually have quite a few over here on the left side. Well, I don't have quite a few. I just have a couple more than you guys have. And we're going to talk about the panel here for this episode. And we're going to talk about how to actually create a database. So, as you guys can see, we have a menu at the very top here that has a lot of buttons in it. The one we're interested in, at least in the beginning, are the one called databases and SQL. Now, we do also have an export and import over here, which will actually be relevant for later. But for now, let's just go ahead and stick with databases and SQL. Now, on the left side here, we have a list of all the databases you do already have created inside PHPMyAdmin. Now, there will be some here as a default. Like I said, there's going to be a couple. But just go ahead and ignore those for now, because you won't actually be using them. Now, to create a database, we need to go to our databases menu up here in the top. Once you're in here, we can actually go down where it says create database and type in a database name. Now, a tip for you guys, don't use big letters and don't use dashes. Go ahead and use small letters and underscores if you have to do something. So let's actually go ahead and create a database here. I'm going to call mine PHP lessons. Now, you guys can call whatever you want. You just need to realize that if you call it something different than what I do here, when I do actually want to refer to the database and I say, type in PHP lessons, you guys need to type in the name of your database instead. So after I did actually type this in, I'm going to click create. So once I click create, you can see no tables found in database, and then we can actually create a table down here. You'll also notice that our new database is actually added to our list on the left side here called PHP lessons. Now, this is the one we're inside right now, so as you guys can see, we have no tables. Now, the way databases work is that we need to create tables, and each table is going to store information regarding one certain thing. So we might have one table that stores information regarding, the user, first name, last name, username, password, email, that sort of thing. And we might also have a table that stores information regarding posts. Let's say we have a forum inside a website. Now, in order for the user to actually go into the forum and write a message, they might need to write in the subject of the message and the actual message and the date the message was actually written and who wrote it. Now, that sort of information we also need to save, and that typically goes into a table for itself called maybe forum post or something. So in the next episode, we're going to talk about how to actually create these tables. And once we have created the tables, we can actually start going into our coding again and try and go into our database and fetch the information from the database and learn how to actually insert data into the database. That's also important. But we're going to do that in the next couple of episodes. So for now, just go ahead and get a little bit familiar with PHPMyAdmin, which is the tool we're going to use to create databases. And I do want to mention that a lot of online hosting companies where you buy a domain name, they will actually be using PHPMyAdmin for a lot of their databases. So PHP is a really good tool to get familiar with, and it's, a lot of them are very similar, but PHP is the most used one. So get familiar with this one if you have to get familiar with one of them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. In the next one, we're going to talk about how to actually create the tables. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.